Welcome back to AM Northwest. The Bermuda Triangle, crop circles, and Bigfoot. What do they all have in common? None live up to the rigors of actual facts or science, and yet they all attract passionate supporters anyway. Here to share more about that, we welcome the co-author of Pseudoscience, Dr. Lydia Kang. Doctor, I have to say, let me give the subtitle for our viewers too. An amusing history of crackpot ideas and why we love them. This book is so much fun. Let's get right into it. There are many ways, many things that people believe that most of us understand not to be true, yet they still believe them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that they're in our lives every single day.
Yeah.
For example, checking your horoscope.
Yeah.
That's pseudoscience, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Taking that personality quiz online that shows up on your social media feed.
Yeah,
that's another one.
I love this. You put a lot of science into this. There's a lot of work into this. Let's go with one of the most unusual things that people believe, and one is the idea that you can tell a person's future by touching their butt. Rumpology.
Got to have been maybe the strangest thing that we came across
Yeah.
when we were doing our research. But apparently, Sylvester Stallone's mother, Jackie Stallone, made this famous. She was an astrologer, and she decided that she said that people's future and their personalities could be read through their butts. So you could do it. I guess you could put ink on your butt and make a print, and she could look at the print, or she could actually look at your butt for a fee, of course.
Yeah.
And based on the size and the bumpiness or the size of your cleft, I mean, that would decide, what kind of a person you were.
Yeah.
Were you vain? Were you not vain? Did you like to make a lot of money? It's so out there that it's hard. It's pretty impossible not to laugh on.
And then you did research to find out, yes, that's not true. Okay.
That one wasn't really.
You didn't need a lot of research to do that one. Okay, how about the one thing that some people believe, I have a hard time understanding this, but they believe that the moon landing was fake.
Yeah, actually a large chunk of the population still believes that the moon landings were fake. And part of the reason why that happened was that Stanley Kubrick he apparently was in an interview and stated that he was the person responsible for filming the fake moon landings.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, exactly. The problem is that the interview was done and recorded and came out after he died.
Yeah.
So they were like, yes, this was done. And if you looked at the dates, it's sort of like he wasn't actually alive when that recording happened.
Yeah.
So did not happen.
Did not happen.
There's a lot of reasons why people believe it was fake for various reasons. The way the flag hung and the fact that there wasn't a bigger, crater. So many different things that have been debunked.
And even though climate change has been proven by scientists for decades, some people still believe that it's not true.
Yes, and there's lots of reasons for that. Although honestly, I am noticing that people don't seem to be pushing against it quite as much, simply because they are seeing the changes directly in the news in their own neighborhoods, with fires and floods and hurricanes and tornadoes, just things getting so much worse lately in the last couple of years, and they are pretty hard to ignore. But I think one of the things that confuses a lot of people is that there's actually a difference between weather and climate.
Right.
So people will be like, well, if the Earth is warming 2 degrees, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that, that's weather might change 10, 20 degrees in a single day, but that's not climate change. That's just the weather. And over the course of large periods of time, we are seeing warming, and we're seeing the effects of it in the news every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's still some people who believe the Earth is flat.
Yes, they do. And I kind of get it, honestly. Who hasn't gone to the beach or to a lake and looked out on the horizon and been like, that's very flat. Maybe there is.
I'm going to fall off. I'm going to fall off the edge.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And at any time, if you're standing on the Earth, it's always going to appear flat, because you'll never see the spherical nature of the Earth unless you're 35,000 feet above the Earth. And so people still like to say they want to believe it with their own eyes, and unfortunately that's not possible when it comes to flat Earth if you're standing on the Earth.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to bring up one that in the Northwest, oh my goodness, I'm going to get emails. I just know this. I know this because I've done so many interviews on people who believe this. But Bigfoot is not
Yes.
real, people. Okay. but doctor, you please help me explain to people. Please.
Well, I wish Bigfoot was real. It
Yeah.
would be lovely. It's such a romantic idea that there are places in the world that are undiscovered, that there are creatures in the world that are undiscovered, and there are little bits of wildness that still exists in the world when actually we have just overexplored the heck out of every corner of the world. And so Bigfoot is actually not just a Northwest phenomenon. It's been spotted in every state in the country, and every state has their own sort of special cryptid. And I looked up yours. I hear that you guys have something called the colossal Claude,
Oh, we have a
which
lot.
is in the Columbia River.
By the bumper stickers in our city, I can tell you there are people who believe in all different types. There's like whole families of Bigfoot,
Yes.
big feet. You know, their whole families, that kind of thing. Okay, let's do UFOs.
Yes. Yeah, so UFOs is really interesting. So we now sort of more formally call them UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomenon. And yeah, that's one of the pictures that was actually taken from a military aircraft. And there were several of these videos that came out in the last couple of years that garnered a huge amount of attention, because it wasn't just someone, taking a grainy snapshot on their phone in the backyard or something like that. These were military aircraft, so they were very legitimate sources of these images, and people can't explain what they are. They're going really fast. They don't seem to make sense in the world of physics. And so the government has actually been trying to catalog them a little bit better and let people sort of talk more openly about, when you see something, let's actually figure out what it was. And most of the time it's things like plastic bags flying around, or a really strange like atmospheric phenomenon, or drones or things like that. But there are a small number of these that they still can't figure out what they are, and I personally would love to know what they are. But do I think they're actually alien spacecraft? Personally, I don't. But I would love to find out what they were.
Yeah.
We're still looking.
Your
So.
book is so fascinating. We want to tell everyone again, it's titled Pseudoscience, an amusing history of crackpot ideas and why we love them. And yeah, I have to go check my email now because of all those Bigfoot people.
Keep
But
searching for them. I'd love to meet Bigfoot in person.
Dr. Lydia Kang, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.